Hello everyone, today I want to talk about the dark night of the soul. So first off, I want to talk about some of the most common signs that this is the period you are going through right now, the dark night of the soul. So the first sign is you feel very uncertain and doubtful a lot of the time. So if you're feeling these ways, if you are self-doubting, if you have a general energy of uncertainty, this is very normal because when you are going through the dark night of the soul, you are stepping into the unknown. So because you don't know where you're going, you are going to feel uncertain, of course, because where are you going? The dark. You're stepping into the dark. Another common sign before you were in this sort of limbo stage of the dark night of the soul, you made the conscious intention to improve an area of your life. The dark night of the soul doesn't have to just be in the spiritual realm. It can be in the financial realm. It can be in the health realm. It can be in relationships. Basically, you made the conscious choice to change a pattern of behavior in your life or change a level of consciousness that you are operating from, and to change it for the better, to improve your life. So if you're going through a spiritual dark night of the soul, you're probably very focused on raising your vibration, on doing shadow work, on releasing limiting beliefs, on doing a lot of inner work. Another sign that you're going through the dark night of the soul is mood swings, very inconsistent energies. So one day you'll wake up feeling amazing, like yes, you're on the right path. This is exactly where the universe wants you to be. The next day you're waking up full of fear and doubt and wondering if you really are on the right path, not feeling motivated, and you don't really know why, and dealing with energies of fear. Unfortunately, in these times, it's the end of 2020 right now, because the collective energy is so volatile. If you're very sensitive and if you're an empath, the collective energy could be also influencing how you feel on a daily basis as well. So do take that into account. But in general, in your own energy fields, if you're experiencing these volatile sort of roller coaster states of mind day by day, maybe even throughout the day, that's another huge sign that you're going through a dark night of the soul. So what is the dark night of the soul? The dark night of the soul is where you're changing your paradigm in a certain area of your life. You're stepping into the unknown in order to raise your level of consciousness and therefore reflect out into the reality and change your life in some way by you changing your vibrational set point and your overall state of being. Whether this be in health, relationships, money, success, spiritual, whatever realm that you are focused on. Whenever you successfully get through a dark night of the soul period in a certain area of your life, it will have an umbrella effect and sort of a trickling over effect onto all the other areas of your life. Because if you can become successful in one area of your life, it actually changes your identity and your character about who you are, and that's going to permeate all the other areas of your life. So for instance, if you went through the dark night of the soul for fitness and you started off as out of shape and unfit, and then you went through the dark night of the soul of the discipline, the hard nights at the gym, the consistency, eating healthy, and all the things that you needed to do during this dark period until you finally got over it onto the other side where you're seeing physical results in your physical body of you being in shape, of you looking good, of you wanting to go to the gym, you will actually have transformed your character and your perception of yourself. You will perceive yourself as somebody who can set a goal and achieve the goal. So then you'll start applying that same principle to other areas of your life. This is how it all kind of permeates. It's all interconnected. So if you resonate with all the signs of this dark night of the soul, then yes, you're probably going through the dark night of the soul. And I want to congratulate you. I really want to congratulate you for having the courage and the bravery to step into the unknown in a certain area of your life. A lot of people live their entire lives never doing this. And because of this, because of fear, they suffer. Because when you don't take that leap of faith that you know deep down you're supposed to take in this lifetime, you're going to suffer at a very deep level. So yes, this is scary. Yes, there are times when you're going to feel fearful and uncertain and confused. But I want you to know that the alternative of you not taking that leap of faith would have been worse. You would have suffered at a much deeper level because you wouldn't feel fulfilled. You would feel stagnant. So keep that in mind, how brave you are. Remember the courage you had to take this first leap of faith, and now you're in the muck of it, and it doesn't feel very good, but you are halfway, if not more than halfway, to the other side, where you're going to start to see a light at the end of the tunnel, or maybe you have seen a light at the end of the tunnel and it's just you emerging from the tunnel. I went through a dark night of the soul when it came to my finances at the beginning of the year. I took a leap of faith. I quit my part-time job, and I also did a major relocation because I really believed that I could make a full-time income online. So this was a huge leap of faith for me because I didn't have the income yet. I just quit my job. I had some income coming in, but it wasn't enough to actually live on. And I just kind of had faith, you know. I really went out on a whim. It was very high risk. Assess your own risk tolerance, but I have a pretty high risk tolerance for life choices. So I knew I could handle it. But I went through a dark night of the soul. The income was not coming in month after month after month. And the thing about my dark night of the soul is that the worst part of it actually was in January 2020, when it was literally dark all the time. So it made it even worse because inside I felt dark because what I was trying to manifest was not manifesting. And then outside it was also dark. It was cold and dark here in Canada. It got dark around like 4 o'clock. It was like pitch black, and what didn't get light again until, I don't know, 7 or 8 in the morning. All of that just felt so depressing. I just remember sitting in my car one night, looking at my bank and looking at all the work that I had done, because I did a lot of work. I have another channel where I actually make most of my money, and I've been putting out so much content on that channel, and I just was not seeing any monetary reflection of that. And I was just so frustrated and so confused. Why was this happening? You know, like I was questioning, should I keep doing this? Should I just quit this and go try to just be normal and get a normal job and, you know, do that? And I was just really, really frustrated. I'm doubtful and scared and full of confusion. So I totally know where you were. And I remember that moment sitting in the car just being like, oh my God, you know, I might have to claim bankruptcy. I can't make these payments. How am I going to make my rent? Just all these really fearful thoughts going down that negative spiral. You know, you've been down there where you just keep going down and down and down. Yeah, that was a really, really low point. And I actually had to end up getting a part-time job just to make the rent and make the bills, the basic living costs. But I still had not given up on my original dream of making a full-time income online. I just knew, okay, it's delayed for some reason. I don't know why. I'm going to keep working on it. And in the meantime, I'll just have a part-time job to get me through this dark night of the soul. And it was so strange, because as soon as I made the intention to get a part-time job, I think I applied to maybe 20 different places. Only one place called me back, and this place was the perfect part-time job. I'm talking perfect for my lifestyle. Gave me the exact hours I wanted. My boss was phenomenal. All the coworkers were amazing to work with, and the work itself was pleasant. So the universe is strange in that way. It's not like I was like, oh, I'm so happy I have a part-time job. But the universe gave me exactly what I needed in that point in time for my own growth and evolution. It knew exactly what I needed, and it gave it to me. And I feel blessed and grateful for that. And it was so strange. It was the only place that called me back. I had an interview, and I was literally hired within 2 hours. I had gotten, I think it was an employment offer letter. I think that's what they call it. I don't know, I couldn't have asked for a better situation, even though it wasn't the situation that I had originally envisioned. So I was working this part-time job, still working on my channel, trying to, you know, get that going. And I kind of just, because I kind of let go of the resistance of I need a full-time income, I need money from this particular source because I was getting it from my part-time job, I actually had let go of the resistance of wanting that outcome because my resistance was not as strong. I was able to bring in that manifestation. It started to come. I started to see more money. I was starting to make more money. Not enough to quit yet, but I started to see an increase, a significant increase. I think I got hired in December to March. This was also very, very dark for me. I remember driving home in the dark, depressed about how little money I had. One time, I think I only had enough for gas to go to my shift. And I think I had $6 in the bank. And I was honestly looking at coupons on my phone to figure out what was under $6 that I could eat for supper. Like, that's how bad it was. Me still working this part-time job and trying to make the bills, and it was really, really hard. What I did is I kind of in a way just let go. I just surrendered. I was like, really, can it get really any worse than this? And I just became tired of suffering. I became tired of wanting and wanting and wanting and not seeing. So I actually kind of let go of the wanting in the way, and I just was like, you know what, I'm just going to enjoy this part. I know this is part of the process. I know this is part of the journey. I had that in the back of my mind. When I was driving home at night, I would visualize my ideal life. I would visualize the house I was going to be living in, the income I was going to be making, vacations I was going to go on, like just all of my visualizations of my dream life. I would listen to this really high vibrational music and just immerse myself in my future, in the reality that I wanted to invest and manifest in. I remember doing this every night when I was driving home from a shift. It was a 40-minute drive. I just slowly released the resistance and kind of surrendered. And I never quite lost that faith. There were moments when I did feel alone and I felt like I was on the wrong path. Like I just was not sure. But I never completely lost faith in my path and in the dream that I was trying to create for myself. I kept that faith. And I think that's what really enabled me to get through the dark night of the soul. So I actually heard an amazing quote about the dark night of the soul from an Oprah Winfrey podcast. I highly recommend you check out her Super Soul Sunday podcast. Like, there's so much cool stuff. There's so many cool people on that podcast. One of them was with Michael Beckwith, I think that's his name. And he was talking about the dark night of the soul. Don't quote me exactly, but the quote went something like this. When you're going through your dark night of the soul, if the dark night of the soul were to last forever, what quality would you need to get through it, to survive it? And he said, once you figure out what quality that is and you focus on that quality rather than the fact that you're in the dark night of the soul, and your energy becomes more invested in that quality, whether it be strength, faith, gratitude, conviction, whatever quality you think you're gonna need, as soon as your focus shifts on that quality, that's when you actually emerge and get through the dark night of the soul. It just passes you by because you are no longer in resistance to the dark night of the soul. Realize you need to go through the dark night of the soul. It is a necessary process, and I know you might not want to hear that, but it is a necessary process because you're going through a rebirth in a way. You're going through a kind of ego death in whatever area you're working on. So you need to allow the old to collapse. You need to allow yourself to be in that state of unknown limbo while you are shifting and transforming your energy and then awaiting for the outside reality to reflect your new energetic consciousness that you are now on. While you're shifting, you're going to be oscillating between different vibrations. You're going to be going back to your old vibration, then you're going to be coming back to your new vibration, and you're going to be oscillating, so your environment is not going to be consistent because you're not emitting a consistent vibration. But then once you get a hold of your energies, once those habits that you're trying to form become actual habits, once your new autopilot is the one that's going to serve you the most, and it's your new dominant vibration, then you will see a change in your reality. You will see the physical outer manifestation results. And this is exactly what happened with me. I don't know, I just had faith. never stopped having faith, and I never stopped taking action. I kept uploading videos even though I wasn't seeing any monetary return, because I was passionate about what I was uploading and I felt in alignment with what I was putting out, and I just felt like I was on the right path even though things were not necessarily easy for me. So I kept the faith. And then eventually in March, so my dark night of the soul lasted, I think, 3 or 4 months. It's going to be different for everyone, but in March, by that point, my income had literally tripled. And I was finally able to quit my part-time job. What happened was they ended up closing anyways because of the virus. So while they were closed, I just quit. So it kind of all worked out anyways. Now I finally achieved that dream, but I did have to go through a little mini dark night of the soul. So what quality do you need? Do you need strength? Do you need faith? Do you need to feel safe, protected, loved? What quality is it that you need to step into the energy of? And then I would say every single day, connect with the energy of faith, connect with the energy of strength, for instance. Yes, some days are going to be easier than others. You're going to feel strong. You're going to feel like, yes, this is hard, but I'm going to keep going, and just feel the inspiration, motivation. Other days, not so much. You're going to wake up and feel pretty crappy, feel low energy, feel not motivated. Those are the days that are really going to make the difference. On those really rough days, make sure you take time out for yourself. Don't just live in an unconscious state of mind on autopilot, just kind of going about your everyday whatever. Those are the days that your spirit is calling for you to strengthen. That is an opportunity for you to strengthen your faith, for you to strengthen your strength. Take a moment, 10 minutes, maybe 5 minutes, depending on what amount of time you have, an hour, whatever, to first of all, embrace all these crappy emotions that are coming up that maybe you woke up with. Maybe you woke up with fear or doubt. Okay, accept the fear and doubt. Deal with the fear and doubt. You don't want to resist. Whatever you resist persists, as they say. So you want to just allow that emotion to flow through you. Remember, you're not your emotions. Honor the emotion. Be present with the emotion. The emotion will eventually subside. You won't feel the emotion as intensely anymore, and it will actually dissolve, and you just won't feel it anymore. Once you are in a neutral energetic state, call up the energy of strength. Let's go with strength. That energy is already in you. Call it up. Feel strong. Do whatever you need to do to cultivate that energy. Maybe you need to go back to a past experience where you did something that you were very scared of. You did it anyways because of the bravery and the strength. Maybe there's another time in your life where you went through something really difficult, really traumatic, but you overcame it, and when you got out on the other side, you were a much stronger person. Or you could just ask yourself, what would it feel like to have unlimited strength? Just ask yourself that, and you will be in touch with that energy as long as you've cleared the old negative energy first. And then hold it, feel it, be present with it. And that's going to help you get through your day. That's really going to help. I know it's going to be hard, but the universe, or yourself, because yourself and your universe are very interconnected, they are co-creating all the time. You are going to be called upon to take inspired action of some kind in order to get through the dark night of the soul. So if it's for your health, you're going to be called upon to go to the gym. You're going to be called upon to make a healthy smoothie. If it's for spiritual, you're going to be called upon to do shadow work, to do what you're passionate about that day. Inspired action. Take action every day. Do something to cultivate the strength, to cultivate the faith, to move you forward. You need to move forward even if it's really hard. Do your best to take action in the 3D world. And if you can't that day, don't beat yourself up. Don't be a perfectionist. Don't be like, oh, well, I missed yesterday. It's over. I give up. No. The next day, try again. Don't ever give up. You will get through this. I promise you, you will get out through the other side. Focus on the quality that you want to embody to get through the dark night of the soul. I hope this helped you guys, and I will see you all in the next video. Bye.